Hi, everyone. I'm David Chen. I'm the head of technology at Skycatch. We're a company based out of San Francisco, and we build software and hardware for industrial data capture using drones. Today, many of the largest construction companies in the world use our technology to save time and money every single day. Hold on. This clicker is not working. The oh. All right, thank you. So what's our mission? It's to deliver accurate and actionable data about the dynamic physical world. And we do this using drones. But we've never considered ourselves a drone company. From day one, we've always thought of ourselves as a data company. The drone is just a tool to collect the data. And we realize that all the value is in the data itself. So this is our platform. It's very simple: capture, process, and analyze. So capture is the drone itself, and that's the hardware, the software for controlling the drone, and the hardware actually on the drone. Process is taking that captured data and turning it into a richer and more meaningful representation of the real world in 2D and 3D. And analyze is the ability to take that process data and extract even more insights from it about your project, wherever it may be. So from years of working with the customers, what we focus on is figuring out what are the pain points and bottlenecks in their everyday workflow and building systems to remove those bottlenecks. And over the last 4 years, what we've learned is that most of the time, the bottleneck is humans. So we focused on removing humans from the critical path of getting that data. And by doing so, we're able to improve efficiency and thus cost. So I wanted to tell you a little bit today about how we went from a human operating a drone, taking photos, to a fully autonomous and intelligent system with no humans in the loop at all. And let me start from the beginning. And this is where I think it all began for us, which is the DJI Phantom. This launched in 2013, and arguably, this is the most iconic piece of hardware that really launched drones to the mass public. It was out of the box, easy to use. Anyone can take it up into the sky and see the world from a completely different vantage point. And for the construction industry, it quickly became a tool that was used every single day. So before drones, if you wanted to understand the physical world, you needed to be there. Whether it's with a laser scanner, precision GPS, or even just the camera, you needed to be on the site to capture what you needed to measure what you needed to. Aerial photography through manned aircraft was available, but it was prohibitively expensive. And this is where our founder, Christian Sands, saw an opportunity and started Skycatch. So from the very beginning, what he did was he put on a hard hat and snuck into construction sites, started flying a drone, taking photos, and sharing that data with anyone who would care. And it was immediately apparent that this data was extremely valuable, because when they saw what they could see from the sky, they were addicted. They were hooked on data from the sky. And Skycatch was born, and it became a viable business. And this is one of the first photos that we captured on a real construction site. So now let's fast forward to 2014. Skycatch has been around for a little over a year now, and we started building custom drones specifically for capturing data from construction and other industrial applications. And we're capturing data and processing it through photogrammetry. So for those of you that don't know, what photogrammetry is the ability to take a sequence of photos taken from a drone and process that into a 3D model. So at this point, the human is no longer able to manually control the drone, and we needed to build automation. So we wrote algorithms to automatically tell the drone where to go, what to take pictures of, and the human operator moved a little bit down the pipeline, and they now sit on the piece where they're operating the software instead of the drone itself. And what we're delivering to the customers, instead of just photos and videos, now it's much richer 3D geospatial data. And this is what that data looks like. You can see it's a very high resolution representation of the real world. Essentially, if you flew every single day, you would have a historical record of your job site, a snapshot in time, and you can go back and do anything you needed with it. So fast forward a year, now it's 2014, and this is when things really started to get interesting. We saw the value in the 3D data that we captured and processed, and we made the decision that we needed to own the core technologies to enable this. And part of that was the drone itself, and also the photogrammetry engine to actually process 2D data into high accuracy 3D data. So at that time, we started hiring a computer vision team to do this. We knew it would not be easy, but we also knew that if we were truly a drone data platform, these are the core technologies that we needed to own. And this is a video of a visualization of what that actually looks like as the engine is generating a representation of the real world point by point. You can also see that after the data is processed, it's visualized as millions of points, and each of those points on the ground is accurate to a few centimeters. That means what we can now give to the customers and they can use to measure is every single point. We can tell you the exact coordinates on Earth. If there's a pebble that we measured, you can go to that coordinate and actually find that pebble. So as the customers are getting more and more used to the drone data, they're starting to become more savvy, and they're able to use the data that's processed and generate additional formats that's extremely useful, such as contour maps and digital elevation models. So what we started doing is we found all the pieces of data that they really needed, and we started building tools to generate that ourselves. So now we're taking that process out of the customer's hands, so they don't need to spend time to do it, and instead we can directly deliver this to them. So in 2016, we launched our platform to the general public. So now anyone with a drone can use our platform, use our software to capture and process data. But there are still some steps in there that were manual. And those are the steps that may take a couple minutes, but overall, it's what's preventing us from truly scaling. So at this point, we turn to machine learning for help. Little things such as identifying a marker that's been placed on the ground and picking the center of it, where it would take a human a couple seconds to do, is still hard for machines. So we built computer vision and machine learning systems to automate this, to be able to truly take the human out of the loop and have an end-to-end system that's completely automated, from the flight to the data processing to the delivery of the data. And while we did that, we started building more and more tools that we found that the customers needed. We talked to them, saw what they were using our data for, and built those tools. For example, automating comparing two dates to see the 3D changes, automating extraction of segmentation and figuring out what these objects were, and then measuring that so they can have volumetric measurements on demand, looking at a site, figuring out what was ground and what was not ground, and removing all those things. now that we've spent all this time developing and improving the core technologies that make all of this possible, we had the flexibility to move it anywhere we wanted to. And with the human out of the loop, the bottleneck became bandwidth and connectivity. With the advancement of embedded platforms such as the NVIDIA TX2, we're now able to take all that technology we've developed over the last 4 years and put it into a little box that you can have in your hand that's next to the drone so it can fly, capture the data, land, transfer it, and start processing almost immediately. And within minutes, the customer can see the actual outputs. And once we've done that, it opens us up to so much more that we can do to improve efficiency on job sites. So what we were doing now is looking at what are other places can we look for inefficiencies, and one of those things is tracking machinery on a job site. And that's more than just identifying where a machine is on the site, but also identifying exactly what it's doing on the site to figure out, is there a certain pattern of machine movement that's actually will improve efficiency? And this is really what the job site of the future is going to be like, is a combination of automation, machine learning, and AI to improve productivity. Thank you.